took credit in it. Alright. Let me show you guys why x squared equals x. I have a side math problem here. And I asked you guys to brainstorm how you would solve this. Here's the reason why dividing by x does not work. If I divide by x on both sides, you're left with x equals 1. How many solutions is that? 1. So this is bad. If I did x squared equals x, and I subtracted x on both sides, I have x squared minus x equals 0. I can factor out an x as a GCF, apply the zero product rule, and I have x equals 0 as one solution, and x equals 1 as the next solution. So in this problem, we should have how many solutions, class? 2 solutions. So if you divided by x over here, that would have been bad because you eliminated a solution. Okay? Now, let's apply that to our trig equation. It says solve sine theta tangent theta, so this is together by multiplication, equals sine of theta. Class, are we going to divide both sides by sine? That's what? Bad, because it's actually going to eliminate a solution for us. So sine of theta times tangent of theta equals sine of theta. So class, what are we going to do to solve this? We're going to subtract sine of theta. Now, I'm going to put this way over here, and I'm not going to be tempted to actually put it underneath here. Because remember, if you rewrote the problem, you can think of it as like x times y equals x. You wouldn't subtract x on both sides and then cancel out that x, because here you have a factors, and that's just an expression. So here, I'm going to have sine theta tangent theta minus sine theta equals what? 0. And then I'm going to factor out a sine theta. What's left, class? Tangent theta minus 1. Because if I check my answer in factoring, class, what's sine times tangent? Sine times tangent. Class, what's sine times negative 1? Negative sine theta. So the common mistake is not to have anything over here. Okay. Now I have these trig expressions separated. Now I can just apply the zero product rule. Sine of theta equals 0. And over here I'll do a different color. Tangent of theta minus 1 equals 0. Over here. Class, how do I get theta by itself? We're going to use the inverse. I'm showing that by the arrows. That's our minus 1. So here I have the inverse of sine of 0 equals theta. I need to find my angle, and I can do that by finding the locations on the unit circle where sine is 0. If I use my unit circle, put your finger on those 2 locations. I'm looking for sine. Well, sine is the second order pair to my y values. So here sine is 0 at 0 degrees and 180 degrees. And now I'm going to go ahead and solve this problem over here. Tangent of theta minus 1 equals 0. So I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Tangent of theta equals 1. I'm going to show the inverse. So the great thing about us solving trig linear trig equations is that we're reviewing unit circle, and we're also reviewing the inverse, which we've just learned previously. The inverse of positive 1 equals theta. Remember, tangent is y over x, or sine over cosine. So when I look at my unit circle, I'm going to find where tangent is positive. Put your fingers in those two quadrants. I'm going to be looking in quadrants 1 and 3. All students take calculus. All of them are positive, and trig is positive here. I'm looking for 1, which means y over x, the right number over the left number. This would give me a radical 3, this would give me a positive 1, and this would give me 1 over radical 3. So my answer is going to be 45 degrees. And the great thing about inverse of tangent, it has a period of pi. So if you think about it, half of a circle is pi. That ends up on this location. So my answers are what? And then we just take our answers. My answers are going to be, you can just write them from descending order, ascending order, 0, 45. Don't forget the degree symbol, as many of you guys have forgotten your previous tests. Count with me how many solutions. Ready, set, go.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Remember, you can always check a trig or any equation by taking your answer and substituting back in. Class, what's sine at 0? 0. What's tangent at 0? Still 0. So 0 times 0 is 0. Sine of 0 is 0. Is 0 equal to 0? Yes. And you can do that for any of those.